and welcome to the Midland Weekend. I'm Monica Plaha, and for the next hour I'll be taking a look back at some of the stories we've been covering here on Big Centre TV over the past week or so. Now, pet owners at Cradley Heath in the Black Country believe a cat killer is on the loose after between 20 and 40 cats have gone missing or died in the past year. The local cats have allegedly died after being poisoned with antifreeze. Here's Alison Forbes from Wild Acre Rescue.
There are a number of cats that are going missing from the Old Hill area and Cradley Heath. Some are being found poisoned with antifreeze, and then there's others that we just don't know what's happening to them. Obviously, all the cats most of the cats are microchipped. There is a cat that's gone missing that we know where it is, but unfortunately we can't get into the house, and the police have been round, but they can't do anything about it without a warrant, I suppose. So the cat at the moment is still in the house, and the lady that owns it is trying to fight to get it out.
And how long has this been going on for?
Approximately about 6 months. I mean, it's always been a problem, an issue with people that don't like cats. The other problem is that people leave cats in houses when they move, if they can't take them with them, and those cats can starve to death in the house because unless they're found by the landlords, etc.
And are you working with the police at the moment to try and sort the situation out?
Yeah, at the moment the police do know about it. Unfortunately, there's not a lot they can do as far as I know.
And what's the response been like to what's happening?
From a lot of people, disgust. A lot of people are shocked that these things are going on. And so obviously people are more concerned, and a lot of people are keeping the cats in now. They're having them as house cats, or they're protecting the garden so the cats can't get out, which is a shame because cats do like to roam.
Are you shocked that it's come to this? I mean, cats are animals that like to go out and about, but having to keep them in.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I mean, my own cats I do keep in. I've actually protected my garden so they can't get out the garden now, because I am more worried about it. And we have had a lot of cases where people have come to us because their cat has been poisoned.
A new venture to help youngsters into work and to find what suits them best has been launched in Wolverhampton. Planet Global will also have a base in Birmingham, as Lois Winnerton found out.
Planet Global is an interactive 3D careers information platform for young people and businesses. It's designed on a local area basis, so we have a Black Country site, we'll have a Birmingham site, we'll have a Stoke and Staffs site, Coventry and Warwickshire site. Each of those sites will feature planets, each planet representing a sector, and each planet will be populated by 78 local businesses to that LEP area, which will give young people the opportunity to discover and explore about the businesses that are local to them and find out what they do and who works for them.
And it's all about supporting local, young local people looking to get into careers, isn't it?
Employer organisations, the Chambers of Commerce, the CBI have been increasingly worried about the connectivity between young people and businesses. And it's increasingly difficult, I think, these days for schools to find that time and find that expertise within their own resource to help young people to learn more about the world of work.
How is it different? Why would young people want to go online to Planet Global to have help finding a job?
Well, we've designed Planet Global from the outset with young people in mind, in the genre of the way they use technology and communicate these days. So it's all about, one click here, 2 clicks there to find the information. When a student enters the Planet Global site, they will choose a spaceship and fly around the universe of planets. That's quite exciting for a younger student. As they progress through their education journey, they will find more focused ways to look at and find the information they require.
And yeah, how important is it to support local businesses and support the local youth looking for employment?
Well, it's two sides of the same coin, I think. Our children walk to school or go past on their bikes on the way to school many local businesses which are very familiar to them, but they may not know what on earth they do. It's the small companies that are supporting the local area, supporting the local economy, and supporting local young people. So that's the heart of the economy: small local businesses.
The world's largest children's choir, Young Voices, came to Birmingham last week. More than 30,000 primary school children are taking to the stage at Birmingham's Genting Arena in a 5-night concert. The nationwide tour is in its 20th year and features venues in Sheffield, London and Manchester. Overall, Young Voices will see a total of 120,000 kids take to the stage alongside artists like the Beatbox Collective and soprano singer Laura Wright. I caught up with Laura Wright in rehearsals.
So Young Voices has been going for 20 years, which I can't believe myself. It's grown and grown from something that I started performing at 7 years ago when I sang with All Angels, the group, and even then it was something really special. Young Voices brings together thousands of children's voices, and essentially every night we have the world's largest choir inside different stadiums, and there's an enormous amount of teamwork, celebration, fun, and really getting these kids excited about all different types of music.
And how many school children are you working with?
So they have different kind of workshops going into different schools where they'll learn some of the music that will be performed, but overall we have between about 4,500 and 8,000 children every night.
Wow, that's quite something.
That's a lot of sound, a lot of noise.
Yeah. And how do you cope? How do you deal with it all?
It's pretty intense, but actually I find that particularly with children, they have so much energy, and it's something you can really feed off when you go on stage. So even if you're feeling a little under par, or you're feeling quite tired, you go on stage, you have the sound of these thousands of children so excited, it just gives you that kind of extra boost.
And they're excited. Are you excited?
I'm so excited to be back here. Young Voices as a team, in terms of people who are working here, has barely changed over the last 20 years. So there's a real sense of family, and you kind of feel like you're just coming into this big, happy, warm, loving family for the next month or so. And we've obviously, as mentioned, got 20 dates because it's their 20th year. So to be spending that much time with people is really lovely.
You're the national anthem singer for the English rugby team. How does this compare?
Do you know what? I get really nervous when I sing at the rugby at Twickenham Stadium, but actually I remember the first night here a few nights ago with the kids, I actually got really nervous, probably more nervous than in front of 80,000 people at Twickenham. I think because they are so excited, you feel like you want to perform your best and you want to join them together, and it's as much for them and their parents and their families and friends as much as it is for you as a performer. So I was quite nervous.
Now, you may have missed them as you walk down this well-known street in Birmingham, but look a bit closer and you'll see the names of many local legends on the pavement of Broad Street. And the list just keeps on growing, as Lois Winnerton reports.
Take a stroll down Broad Street and you can't miss this. The Walk of Stars. It recognises individuals who've made a significant impact in the world of entertainment, sport, business or literacy. This time, 2 sports stars are stepping into the Birmingham Hall of Fame in the form of tennis player Anne Jones and cricketer Dennis Amiss.
It's a wonderful award, and very proud to be a Brummie. Lived here all my life and worked here most of it. And no, it's very, very special. As I say, I'm really proud. There haven't been many sportsmen who have won this award, so and it's lovely to have won it with Anne. Our careers run alongside one another. I used to watch her play, and I think she came down occasionally with Pip, her husband at the time, and they used to watch a bit of cricket. So we took an interest. We met at sporting events. Our children went to the same school, so it's just super that we've won it together in the same year.
Oh, it ranks very highly. You know, I've always lived in Birmingham, and it's a great honour. I've looked at a few stars over the years as I've walked along the pavements, and yeah, I thought it would be lovely to join them, and now I have, and I'll be very, very happy. I'm not exactly a teenager anymore, so it's nice that people remember, and it'll be there for a long time, I suppose, and it's a great thrill.
The former Wimbledon champion and Warwickshire and England cricketer joined the likes of Ozzy Osbourne and Chris Tarrant with the prestigious star. Jasper Carrott, also a winner, believes it's important to recognise our local sporting talent.
It fills a gap because we've got footballers up there, but we haven't got any tennis players or any cricket players, and so this rights not a wrong, but it rights something that should have been done a few years ago. I think this city falls down in recognising the talent that comes out, not just sport, but sort of obviously entertainment, but also industry. And I think it's time we started to shout a bit more as to who was born here, who's proud to be a Brummie, and get that out into the national press, because we're all a little bit sort of, you know, it's Birmingham, we don't want to say too much. Well, hell with that. We've got some fantastic people out there and they need to be recognised, and we're doing the best we can.
Soon the names of these two sporting legends will grace the pavements of Birmingham, but there's always room for a few more. Lois Snowton for the Midland in Birmingham.
A multi-million-pound project, the Way Zone, has been officially opened in Wolverhampton. It caters for youngsters from 8 to 19 and for those with a disability up to the age of 25. Backed by the City Council and former Wolves owner Steve Morgan, it opened with a bang and high hopes.
The wait and the countdown was over, the balloons released, Wolverhampton's The Way Youth Zone was up and running. The Way offers teenagers pretty well everything they might need in the 21st century, but it hasn't always been so.
About 3 years ago I went to the Bolton Lads and Girls Club and saw for myself the first time how good a youth zone is and how much good it does for the young people of Bolton. I then went to Wigan, Blackburn, Oldham, Manchester, Solihull, and decided at that point that we needed one for Wolverhampton. We've got 23 founder patrons, and these founder patrons, for those of you who don't know, commit £25,000 funding per annum for the next 3 years, and without that, the youth zone couldn't run.
Wolves Chief Executive Jez Moxey and the Mayor of Wolverhampton were among the guests. They saw the dance routines and other performances after the opening ceremony.
I see hundreds of kids here today, and to look at all the different facilities, every single kid has, you know, different interests. So some might want to do sports, got a massive sport hall, some want to do yoga or dance or whatever, they've got a beautiful dance studio, and I just think to have all these different facilities that can suit so many different kids around the Wolverhampton area will be so beneficial, and it looks like so much fun. So I'm kind of wishing I was a kid again. All kids grow up being interested in so many different things, so to have different points where you can go to hone into that skill, I think that's a brilliant outlet for kids. They can grow and be, you know, they can play multiple instruments or do multiple things as well as developing their education as well.
Youth workers were inspirational to me and led me to become a youth worker myself, to be a role model, to develop young people and allow them to experience things that they wouldn't have had a chance to before. So we have the sports programme, and the sports programme allows people to try, train and team. So they come and try an activity, they can train in that activity with a specialist coach, and then we can look at getting them involved in a professional team. We have music facilities which we can actually create. We have the equipment to create an album. We have a boxing facility with a fully fledged boxing club. We have dance facilities with specialised dance teachers, so we can take the young people to the next level. We have a girls' room where people can come and chill and get pampered and have that little bit of break. We have a chill-out room and many other facilities for young people just to come and experience what they wouldn't have been able to experience before.
You know, I mean, when I used to grow up, I used to kick a ball against the wall. I mean, I couldn't do anything at all in the street, and looking at this now, it's absolutely brilliant, and I'm privileged to be part of it, because the young kids of today are going to get so much out of it, and some of them could be superstars, you never know. The only thing I can't do is sing, and you'll never see me in the studio, but everything else here, I think there's something here for everybody. I think if they don't like something, they can go on something else. If they don't like that, they can go on something else, and because they've got absolutely everything here. All they've got to do is pay the subscription fee, 50 pence to get in, you know what I mean, and they can just learn a talent. They can learn a talent.
It's big business for the city of Wolverhampton, which has financially backed the venture, among those former Wolves owner Steve Morgan. It looks like a sound investment.
If Dudley Council carries on spending at the rate it has been, by the end of 2017, there will be no money left, according to an independent auditor. At this week's Cabinet meeting, ruling Labour councillors were told by auditors from Grant Thornton that action needs to be taken right now. They said the council was facing a deficit of nearly £23 million by 2017-18, but the council say they have proposed to save around £20 million by then. Their latest budget report will be going out to all council members on February the 29th. Well, it's time to take a quick break now, but after we will have your latest rock news with Johnny Doom on Amped, What's On with Des and Gary, plus Carl Jones with all your latest film news. See you shortly.
Avenged Sevenfold have posted an open letter on their official website to their fans about their decision to part ways with their label Warner Brothers, as well as revealing that they are currently halfway through recording the follow-up to 2013's Hail to the King. The statement was issued after Billboard reported that Warner Brothers had filed a breach of contract suit against the hard rock act seeking compensatory damages. The full statement can be read online, but the band said most importantly we want our fans to know this: we're in the middle of recording an album and cannot wait for you to hear it. We expect to go into the studio very soon and look forward to releasing our new album later this year. Until then, we wish you all a happy, healthy 2016. Thanks, Avenged Sevenfold. In other news, upcoming underground stars Ashes to Angels have just unleashed their latest single, Find Hell. The band will release their fourth album on March the 18th, and frontman Crilly says, I use songwriting to try and make sense of my life. The last year has been one of polar opposites, and the negative things are making me think long and hard about who I am as a person. This song is about being let down, trying to learn from it. It's a bit of a roller coaster. Sometimes I'm angry, sometimes I'm sad, but there is hope in there too. I like to think there is always hope. Let's have a look at it now. This is Ashes to Angels with Find Hell. Some sad news from the Ghost Inside drummer Andrew Taxic. He's revealed that he lost a leg in the bus crash that killed 2 people in November and was in a coma for 10 days following the crash. In his statement, he says, so the rumours are true, everyone. Unfortunately, I did lose my leg in this accident. This is one injury among many others, such as fractures in my ribs, spine and hip, along with some ligament damage and tears on my rotator cuff and labrum. I've remained positive and in good spirits since I woke up from a 10-day coma in November to the sight of my missing leg. Not going to let this stop me. I don't care what anyone says. It's a long road ahead, but I will play drums again. Good luck to him and the other members. Finally, Baby Metal have revealed their upcoming second full-length album. It's going to be called Metal Resistance. The album's set to drop April the 1st, and the band headline London's Wembley Arena a day later on the 2nd. Let's have a look at their current single with the very irritating chorus. This is Doki Doki Morning, Baby Metal.
Now, fast-paced, full-throttle action returns to the Genting Arena, Birmingham on Saturday and Sunday with the Monster Energy Arena Cross, powered by Ford Ranger. Along with mini racing warriors from as young as 7 and riders representing all corners of the UK, there's never been a better time to check out Arena Cross and cheer on your favourite riders. The gravity-defying antics of these guys and a hot list of internationally acclaimed FMX stars, don't know what that is, I know what BMX is, I don't know what FMX is, will have you trembling in your seats with choreographed music, lasers, LED and pyro, and 2 nights of action-packed fun and entertainment for the whole family. You can expect it to be immense.
I haven't got a clue what any of that's about.
Yes, blokes driving motorbikes around inside, isn't it?
Just go, yes. Isn't FMX a magazine for men? I'm sure I might have. If you're on Broad Street, yeah, okay, then you must be under 18. Then you might want to visit Quayside Tower and check out A Beautiful World. It's an exhibition featuring the work of 19 photographers who have been moved by our beautiful world enough to document it all in its glory. With the physical landscape, the animal world, or nature as their inspiration, they have in common a unique and touching interpretation of the beauty they perceive in the world. It's open daily until the 27th of this month and totally free. Well, that's something nice.
The Old Joint Stock Theatre presents Tick Tick Boom. An aspiring composer questions his life choices on the eve of his 30th birthday in Jonathan Larson's autobiographical musical. It's set in the 1990s, and this compelling story of personal discovery is presented as a rock musical containing 14 songs, 10 characters, 3 actors and a 4-piece rock band. Tick Tick Boom takes you on the composer's journey that ultimately led to a Broadway blockbuster.
All right, interesting. Yeah, okay, we like that, don't we? We like the old
Old Joint Stock. Yeah, it's good venue.
The Mac welcomes Dan Schreiber, Andrew Hunt Murray, and James Harkin, and Anna.
Yes.
There we go, Fatsinski.
Yeah, good.
Better known as the QI Elves, as they take to the road and serve up their pick of bizarre, extraordinary, and hilarious facts from the QI universe.
That's that show with, what's he called? The tweeter.
Oh, yes, him.
Yeah.
Fry and Laurie.
Yeah. Stephen Fry.
Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
But he's not doing it anymore.
What, QI?
He gave it up, didn't he?
Oh,
He's
right.
finished. And there's a lady doing it now, I can't remember her name.
Well, yes. They must be the team behind it.
No, must be.
Lizzie Cottrell had a dream one night about an amazing story of a girl with a special freezing power.
I had a dream one night.
When she awoke, she told all the family members that she had another idea for a play. Unfortunately, in true fashion, things never go to plan with a Froggatt and Cottrell performance. And you can find out what happens at the Crescent Theatre on Sheepcote Street. Now, I know for a fact that these two are part of the Fizzogs.
Oh, right, okay.
So be prepared for anything.
No children, please.
But don't tell Lizzie, because she thinks that this story is her own. And as we all know from the title, it's been done before. But maybe you've never seen a version quite like this one. And I can imagine what it's like.
Aston Hall is putting on an immersive evening ghost tour of one of Britain's most haunted buildings. Expect a fright, as we're sure you'll be left wondering if ghosts really do exist. Well, of course you do, because I know you're coming for a ghost thing, so there'll be some spooky things and I'll be looking to put the willies up you. It's an exclusive opportunity to venture into the hall at night, but prepare for a scare and be sure to book your ticket in advance if you're brave enough.
Ooh. Music tonight, and there's the usual great selection of gigs around the region. Highlights for me are the story of Ronnie Scott's at the Town Hall. Now, having played at both the London one and Birmingham before it closed, should be a fascinating show. Rebecca Ferguson showcases her new album Lady Sings the Blues at the Symphony Hall. There's a collective led by Nako Bear playing a mix of hip-hop and folk rock called Nako and Medicine for the People at Wolverhampton Civic Hall. Like to hear what that sounds like. And all-female band Eek, who we've played before on What's On, are saying bon voyage to their bassist Ruth at the Dark Horse in Moseley.
She's leaving them. I hope they bought her a nice present.
Going around the world or something.
Yeah. Nice present.
Might be a gig for me.
Maybe I bought her one of those passport holders. Never understood why you want a passport holder.
Blow-up cushion for your neck on the plane.
Yeah. On Sunday, for film buffs, there's a one-off screening at the Electric Cinema of Buster Keaton's silent classic, Steamboat Bill Jr., featuring one of Buster Keaton's most famous and dangerous stunts, and that's at midday.
And as you're already in Birmingham, how about a bit of jazz by the canal?
Yes.
That's taking place at the Moat House.
The Moat House?
Moat House.
The
Moat House.
That's down on the canal?
Yes.
Where what's his name?
Clinton went.
I did not inhale.
Yes.
Yeah, him.
And did you know that when he had a pint, and as soon as he put the glass down, they broke it? And
So
took
they
it
can
away.
get fingerprints?
Yeah.
Or DNA? Yeah, well, no way. Daddy! Or if you fancy a modern musical, there's Jonathan Larson's Rent, starting at 2:30 at the Old Joint Stock.
And music tonight, singer Patty Griffin is at the Glee Club. The Mackays are at the Emerald Club in Wolverhampton. But let's have a look at Eek with their song Firestar.
Put your heart on fast wash, quick fix remedy. Tomorrow seems a world away. Stay close and warm with me. You will see the stars again. Your soul will light the moon. The enemy blanket overhead is licking at your wound.
Okay, now it's time to have a look at the community notice board for this week. It's all about what's going on local to you. So if you know of something happening which could do with a bit of free publicity, then why not get in touch with us?
Make sure you tell us in plenty of time and we'll tell you how you can get in touch with us a little later.
Now, we talked about Bilston Town Hall recently, and they've been back in touch to let you know about some of the things that are happening there. Every Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday from 10 AM to 4 PM, there's a vibrant internet cafe.
It's open to all members of the local community and it aims to give users the opportunity to get online, learn new skills and eventually return to employment. Staff on hand to support, and the cafe itself has snacks and light bites inspired from the community cookbook, A Taste of Bilston. Isn't that what Natalie did?
Yeah, Natalie. Yeah. Ooh. It's all part of the Working Together project, which aims to increase employability and employment of long-term unemployed and economically inactive social housing tenants.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, a bit.
Support is available, such as mentoring, online job searches, as well as support with CV writing, hands-on IT training, and opportunities to discuss career development. Bilston Town Hall is also the Black Country Talent Match central hub, supporting 18 to 24-year-olds looking for work.
People can drop in and use any of the facilities on Tuesdays from 4 till 6:30 PM, Wednesdays 2 till 4 PM, and Thursdays 4 till 6:30 p.m. again. Young people can work with dedicated mentors to develop personalised programmes of activities, opportunities and training, as well as gain access to support in many areas.
And finally for Bilston Town Hall, sequence and ballroom dancing takes place every Thursday afternoon from 1:15 with city organist Steve Tovey and Cameron Lloyd.
Work experience, Kieran, I'd like that. He's a ballroom dancer.
He's light on his feet, little young Fred Astaire. Go on.
So that's all happening at Bilston Town Hall on Church Street in Bilston. For more information, you can visit bilstontownhall.co.uk or you can call 01902 497 222.
On Tuesday the 26th of January, Pleck Library will be 55 years old. It first opened its doors to the public on the 26th of January 1961, and they're inviting people to come along and join them in celebrating the years of service it has given to the community.
We had a bit of a story on them not too long ago as well, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Hitesh Patel has been in touch with us and he'd like to encourage people to get involved with their local community and find out for yourself what else the library offers, other than books, obviously, as there's a lot of events and clubs that use this facility as well.
Pleck Library is on the Darlaston Road in Pleck, and it's open Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m, and then again in the afternoons from 2 till 6.
Now, February the 8th is the next Call Everyone Dave Day.
All right, Dave.
Right, Dave. It was set up a couple of years ago to raise money for Pancreatic Cancer UK.
The inspiration, of course, was Trigger from Only Fools and Horses, played by Roger Lloyd Patrick, who sadly died from pancreatic cancer. You'll probably remember that Trigger always called Rodney Dave, and no one knew why, least of all Trigger himself.
Yeah, I was watching Only Fools the other day. It was the one with the broom.
Oh, I can't watch it anymore. I've seen it all too many times.
And so the idea is that everyone changes their name to Dave for one day and donates money in the process. The day is held on Roger's birthday each year, February the 8th, and so far over £15,000 has been raised.
This year, a Twitter user called fat_pigeon has come up with the idea that you draw your own Dave, but it must be as a pigeon? Pigeon? I don't know.
It's a bit of a weird one.
Then you nominate someone else to do the same. Then you each donate and post your pigeon pictures onto Twitter with the hashtags DaveDay and #DrawingDave. For more information, just look up Fat Pigeon or Drawing Dave on Twitter.
That's a really weird one.
Yeah.
I don't get the pigeon reference. A Lichfield community building is throwing open its doors to show local residents what it has to offer. The Icebreaker event takes place from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on January the 30th at Kerborough Community Centre. Entry to the event is free and there will also be a tombola, stalls, refreshments and children's activities. For more information, contact the centre's manager, Kim Wilkins, on 01543 417 149 or you can email kerborough@crookhouse.plus.com.
Now, Kerborough, if you don't get it, is CURBOROUGH at CRUCK house.plus.com. That's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
West Midlands Fire Service is urging people to regularly test their smoke alarms. I'm guilty of this. An advertising campaign is running throughout January in a bid to counter the annual winter rise in fire-related emergencies and deaths.
I suppose it's because everyone's taking the batteries out for their kids' new toys.
Yeah.
Naughty. The fire service recommends that people test their smoke alarms weekly. A working one buys you valuable time to get out, stay out and call 999. But only half of all householders who have a smoke alarm test them regularly.
Here are some simple steps they suggest. Fit smoke alarms on every level of your home and test them weekly.
Change the batteries once a year if your alarms have removable batteries.
Clean the alarm's casing twice a year to ensure dust isn't blocking the sensors.
Only ever remove the batteries to replace them for no other reason. So Christmas, toys, no.
Don't do it. Make sure everyone in your house knows what to do in case of a fire and knows your escape routes.
Good advice.
Straightforward.
Now, to celebrate 25 years of life-saving service, The West Midlands Air Ambulance charity is seeking former volunteers, fundraisers, employees and patients to get in contact and share their stories.
Since it began in 1991, the charity has responded to over 43,000 missions. That's a lot. And now operates from 3 air bases across the Midlands.
So, anyone interested in sharing their stories is encouraged to email press@midlandsAirAmbulance, all one word, .com, or call 0800 840 2040.
And for more information on how you can help to fund a Midlands Air Ambulance mission, then go to midlandsAirAmbulance, one word again, .com.
Acorns Children's Hospice in Walsall has launched its 2016 challenge to fundraisers. Is asking people to bring your A game by making a commitment to help support the charity's vital work providing care for life-limited and life-threatened children and young people in 2016.
As many as 2,000 children in the Midlands need the specialist care and support that Acorns can provide, and the charity is seeing a growing number of children with increasingly complex health and social care needs.
And at the time of year when people are perhaps still mulling over their New Year's resolutions, Acorns is urging fundraisers to instead bring their A game.
So, to set a challenge in 2016, go to acorns.org.uk/bringyouratgame, one word.
Well, that's your community news for this week. But remember, if there's something going on locally which could do with that little boost by being mentioned on the telly, then you know where we are. It's a free service and we'll try to get through as many as we can. Just let us know in plenty of time and you can email us postbag@bigcentre.tv. You can send us a message on social media @BigCentre.tv.
Or you can do it the old-fashioned way, write to us, Big Centre TV, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL.
Well, it's another bumper week for big cinema releases as the Oscar-nominated offerings just keep on coming. New in the West Midlands this weekend is The Big Short. And in this one, 4 managers from the world of American high finance predict the credit and housing bubble collapse of the mid-2000s, and they decide to take on the banks over what they see as their greed and lack of forward planning. Have a look at the trailer.
Michael, how are you?
I found something really interesting.
The whole housing market is propped up on these bad loans. They will fail.
The housing market is rock solid.
It's a time bomb.
So Mike Burry, who gets his hair cut at Supercuts and doesn't wear shoes, knows more than Alan Greenspan.
Dr. Mike Burry, yes, he does.
You know what? I'm pissed off. American people are getting screwed by the big banks. And I am getting madder and madder.
It's unbelievable.
Then this guy walks into my office and says,
there's some shady stuff going down. All the banks were having a big old party. A few outsiders saw what no one else could. The whole world economy might collapse.
I'm sure the world's banks have more incentives than greed.
You're wrong. No one's paying attention.
The banks got greedy, and we can profit off of their stupidity.
You want to bet against the banks?
I think we're either high or having a stroke. Kind of brilliant.
Fraud has never, ever worked. Eventually, things go south. When the hell did we forget all that?
How can the banks let this happen? It's fueled by stupidity.
But that's not stupidity, that's fraud.
Tell me the difference between stupid and illegal, and I'll have my wife's brother arrested.
You have any idea what you just did? You just bet against the American economy.
If you're wrong, you can lose it all. The banks defrauded the American people. Now we can kick them in the teeth. Okay, here we go.
You target strippers.
With bad loans.
And they're all cash rich.
I'm not going to be able to refinance.
On all my loans?
What do you mean, all your loans?
I have 5 houses and a condo.
The Big Short is up for 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, and deservedly so, in my opinion, because it's funny, it's incisive, and it's made all the better by the fact that this incredible story is actually true. Well, mostly, give or take a bit of Hollywood licence. Also new this weekend is the 5th wave, and deadly alien attacks have left most of Earth decimated in this one. Chloe Grace Moretz is left to play a girl on the run who's desperately trying to save her younger brother. If saving the world movies like Red Dawn or Independence Day are up your street, then you might want to check this one out, although it's not exactly an award-winning piece of art. Changing the mood, our 3rd new release to discuss this week is Ride Along 2. And in this one, as his wedding day approaches, Kevin Hart's character Ben heads off to Miami with his soon-to-be brother-in-law to bring down a drug lord who's supplying the dealers of Atlanta. A bit disappointed with this one, if I'm honest. It's a sort of lazily made, bit of a dim-witted cops and robbers caper, which just recycles really the setup from the original ride-along film and transplants the chaotic gunfights and male posturing just to a different city. Last but certainly not least in the new releases this week, Sandra Bullock and Billy Bob Thornton play a pair of rival political spin doctors in a film called Our Brand is Crisis. This one's a really lively black comedy, and it does skirt fairly close, though, to becoming a little bit corny in places. Time now to take a look at the cinema box office charts in the West Midlands, and at number 10 this week is a bit of opera called Les Pêcheurs de Perles, which is one of the growing number of live opera services which are becoming popular at our cinemas. At number 9, Jennifer Lawrence takes the lead role in the drama Joy. Number 8, Snoopy and Charlie Brown, a bit of animating for all the family. At number 7, the tense Oscar-nominated drama Room. Number 6, Eddie Redmayne is The Danish Girl. At number 5, Quentin Tarantino's Hateful Eight. Number 4, the crazy comedy with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, that's Daddy's Home. At number 3 is Creed, a return for Rocky and Sylvester Stallone in Oscar-nominated form. And toppled from the top of the pile for the first time in more than a month, at number 2, Star Wars The Force Awakens. So, what film can possibly have taken the number 1 slot? Well, with 12 Oscar nominations, Leonardo DiCaprio takes the top bill in The Revenant, which is the big box office winner in the West Midlands this week.
Right, now it's time to delve into the postbag to see what you're saying to us. And remember, if you want to get in touch about anything at all, then I'll give you the details in a couple of minutes. Right now, Stuart Williams has been in touch with a question. He wants us to ask you, were you a computer enthusiast back in the 1980s and 1990s when home computing was new and exciting? Were you the owner of one of the Amstrad family of computers? Are you still interested? Or maybe even still have your old computer gathering dust up in the loft? Today there's a whole new hobby revival called retro computing, where you can get your old kit back into operation and even start a collection. Now, he says if you're a past or present Amstrad user, you may be interested to know that the former West Midlands Amstrad User Group, which is a computer club which ran from 1985 till the mid-1990s in Walsall, is now back in operation online as a Facebook group, and it's free to join for Amstrad fans in the West Midlands. And he says to find out more, just search Facebook for West Midlands Amstrad User FB Group and come and join in the fun. Now, you probably saw this in the news as well, and I must admit that I actually had a Commodore 64, but I always liked the look of the Amstrad machines, and of course I had a friend who had one as well. Now, it might be worth a look if you like that sort of thing. Now, next, and Brian Cockerill is a big satisfied customer of Big Centre TV this week. He says, I've just watched Kippo and the Bone and replacing a toilet flush system. He says, well done to Steve for showing us how to do this. I did replace a leaking old-fashioned single flush one with a dual flush Fluid Master a few months ago. It's nothing to me, but he goes on to say, it would have been a lot easier if I'd seen this. Oh, there you go. I still enjoyed the programme. Thank you very much. glad to be of service. Now, Dave Evans was a guest on Johnny Doom's Amped show last week, and he watched himself back on our catch-up service, and he was wondering, is there any chance you can get this up on YouTube? Peeps requesting from all over to see it. Well, no sooner said than done. Look us up on YouTube and you can catch Dave Evans in all his glory. Well, you know what I mean. Quickly on to Twitter now, and Heads Up Business tweeted us recently to say, thank you for the interview piece on tonight's news. Now, Heads Up are a group which support women in business, and Lois spoke to the founder about the struggles women face in the business world. Again, glad we could help. Now, you might remember recently I mentioned that we were probably receiving an award from Salop Design for being their interactive idol and top tweeter of the week. Well, we received a couple of lovely coasters from them, one purple and one blue, and Sam in the office, who looks after Twitter, said to me that they've been fighting over which colour, who gets which colour, and he reckons that purple sits with his cafetiere better. Anyway, thanks to Salop Design and Salop Powder Coating for that. Cheers, guys. OK, time for another look now at how to spake Black Country. And, as ever, thanks to Marlene Beavis for sending these in to me. And remember, if I've missed anything out of these lists, or if there's anything you want to add, then I'll tell you how you can get in touch shortly. So, where are we in the alphabet this week? Well, we're halfway through the alphabet at the moment, so it's probably worth looking back over a few of the words we've learned so far. R means me, I or yes. Adu means hello, how are you? Ales is an accompaniment to scratchings. Arm is not your arm, but it's I am. And A is am not. Babby and babbies is babies, or a friend. Backwards is backwards. Ballies is your belly. Bawling is crying. Bonk is a hill or a bank. Boston or bosters are either a teddy bear or things that are great. Makes sense. Cagons or caganded means left-handed. Coot is a coat. Cut is the canal. Core is can't. Day is did not or didn't. Donnies are your hands. Doe is don't. And Dudley, apparently the meaning of Dudley is a zoo in the Black Country with a castle. I love that. Grey peas is grey peas, which is a traditional Black Country dish. Gob is your mouth. Faggots is a dish made of offcuts of meat and offal. Fizzogs, as well as being a comedy group, is your faces. Luggols are ears. Lummocks are a number of local clumsy people. Nanas are bananas or silly people. Noggin is your yed. We'll come to that one later on. And nussies are nurses. Now we'll carry on through the alphabet from the letter O next week. So if you have any words, just get in touch. And here's how to do so. If you want to talk to us about anything at all, what you're enjoying on the station, what you'd like to see, another letter from the Black Country alphabet, then on social media, that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, just do a search for Big Centre TV. Email us, postbag@bigcentre.tv, or if you want to put pen to paper in what we call the good old-fashioned way, then our address is, there it is, Big Centre TV, 14A Low Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL. And of course, as ever, I'll be jumping back into the good old Big Centre postbag at the same time next week.